Good morning, Meridian, and welcome to Business Buzz. We're joined here today by Kipp Sherry, owner of Kipp Sherry's Magic and Marketing. Welcome, Kipp. Thanks for joining us here today.
Thank you, Sean. Pleasure to be here.
Kipp, so you're a professional magician.
Yes,
I
sir.
bet you're a big hit at kids' birthday parties.
Well, yes, actually I am. But, it's strange that you would ask that because that's typically what I get asked. And it is true. I'm good at kids' birthday parties, but there's so much more. And a lot of people don't think of this in magic. I do corporate banquets. I do trade shows. I do fundraisers. And then there's also the back end. It's kind of a community thing where I represent magicians around the world with two major things. I create magic for other magicians. It goes so much further than just kids' birthday parties. But yes, kids' birthday parties.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So I was going to ask you about how does marketing tie in with magic? It's in your name of your business.
Oh, good question. A lot of people ask that too. And I actually created the name of the business that way to get people to ask that question.
Okay.
When I first started going full time with this, the idea was to be a trade show magician. So I would work the front of the booth of somebody going to one of these major trade shows in Las Vegas or Orlando, Florida, or Chicago. And these are big trade shows. I mean, they have anywhere like 10,000 vendors on the floor. And if you don't have something to draw people to your booth, people walk right by you. So my job as a trade show magician is I would stand in front of the booth and I would customize some magic so that the magic became a visual aid for your sales message.
Okay.
And so I'd be marketing your business with my magic. The magic will get people to stop and see what's going on because the magic was good. Yeah. Yeah. But while they were there, the patter and everything was the sales message. And it was all tied into the magic. So it wasn't like, here's a sales magic or here's a sales message, here's the magic. It was like while you were watching the magic, you were being told the sales message and the two melded together. It was hard to separate them. So as people were being entertained, they're also being informed. And I become like this walking billboard marketing somebody else's business.
Excellent. It's always great to kind of do something to get people's attention.
Yes.
And stand out from the crowd.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent. So, Kipp, what do you do in your spare time?
Well, in my spare time, a lot of it is magic. A lot of people, let's say, if they're giving back to the community, they will volunteer with a nonprofit organization, maybe go help at the soup kitchen, maybe go down to the Salvation Army, maybe help load food boxes, that kind of stuff. And all that's really great. I don't put any of that down. But with my spare time, I still give back to the community, but to the magic community. So I happen to be the state representative for two of the largest magic organizations in the world. One is the International Brotherhood of Magicians, or the IBM, and I am the deputy for the state of Idaho for IBM, which means I represent all the magicians who are IBM members in Idaho. They come to me first. I take the stuff up line. And also for the Society of American Magicians, I'm what they call IBM is TVP, Territorial Vice President.
Okay.
Deputy for the state of Idaho is the title that's given to me by SAM, or the Society of American Magicians. Basically, the role is the same thing. I become the state representative for all SAM magicians, all SAM members, and I communicate with them, go around, visit them, address the problems they have, send it up the chain.
So sounds like magic is your life.
It really is.
Yeah.
And more so than that. We have in Idaho, we have two magic clubs. One is sanctioned under IBM, and that is the Treasure Valley Magic Club. Happens in Boise, Idaho, at Idaho Pizza Company. Once a month we gather. A lot of people don't even know that it exists anymore because we don't have any magic shops in Idaho, anywhere in Idaho. So no place to go gather this information unless you search it out on the web. But we have the Treasure Valley Magic Club sanctioned under IBM. And then also, for the first time ever, Society of American Magicians now has an assembly, but it's a virtual assembly. We do it on Zoom. There's only 2 of those in the world. The first one was in Montana, and then we came in as the second virtual assembly. So although we're sanctioned under SAM and we're an Idaho assembly because it's virtual, anybody in the world can join us for this meeting. It's really pretty cool. And these are the only 2 magic clubs that exist in Idaho, and we've had others in the past, but these 2 are the longest running magic clubs that Idaho's ever had.
Okay.
So we're pretty proud of that, and I played a part in developing both of those clubs. So there's that. And I also spend time creating magic tricks for other magicians. That came originally from my, creating magic for the trade show.
Right.
Yeah. Well, when if you hired me to create something at your trade show booth, I wouldn't feel at liberty to give that away. But I'm all the time creating magic. So every now and again, I come up with an idea and I make it accessible for other magicians. Would you like to see that?
I would love to see one.
I brought one with me. I'll show you. This is the packaging.
Okay.
Maybe we can get a close-up of that. Ooh, it's called Exchange Rate by Kipp Sherry. You see that? That's pretty cool.
Okay.
And people can buy this. On the back, it gives you a link to go get the instructions. But I'm not going to instruct you. I'm just going to entertain you with this.
Okay.
Story goes on this. I used to take somebody like you and I'd say, you have a $1 bill. You'd hand me that $1 bill. I'd change it into $100 bill and I'd give it back to you. Everybody I did that for loved it.
I was going to say, they're lining up, right?
Yeah. Well, I do exaggerate, though.
Okay.
When I say everybody loved it, that's not truly the case. I did it for a guy who worked for the Federal Reserve. He was not that impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wasn't mean, but he was stern. And he looked at me and he goes, son, what you're doing right there, we consider counterfeiting. And if you keep doing that, we're going to have to arrest you, try you. He says, I can pretty much guarantee you, you will end up going to federal prison because that's a federal offense.
Okay, so don't mess with Federal Reserve.
Yeah, I didn't want to go to federal prison at all. So, but I had people, who'd come up and say, hey, I saw that you did this magic trick for my friend Sean. Here's my $1. Would you do it for me? And I go, I can't.
Yeah.
And they'd be disappointed. Or if I did it, then the guy from the Federal Reserve, he'd be disappointed. It was a lose-lose scenario.
Yeah.
Okay. And I hated being there because I'm an entertainer. I like making people happy. I don't like making them sad. So I developed a workaround, and this is my workaround.
Okay.
And now this is available to anybody, magicians, non-magicians. You want to buy this? I'll sell it to you.
Okay.
Okay. But here's how it works now. Nowadays I have $1, $2, $3, $4. Okay, now in the old days, this is what I would take and turn into $100 bills. This is the part I can no longer do because the guy from the Federal Reserve doesn't like this. So my workaround is this. I take the ones and I change them into 100,
Okay.
200, 300, 400. But notice, Sean, these are not American dollars. Check that out. That's an Ecuadorian sucre. Check that out. And that's the workaround. U.S. government doesn't care what I do with Ecuador's money. I can do this all day long if I wanted, but just because I can, do you think I should?
Unless we're taking a trip to Ecuador.
Well, the thing you need to know, what is the exchange rate of Ecuadorian sucres to American dollars?
4-to-1.
I didn't know.
Look at that.
Remember, I was just trying to stay out of federal prison, okay?
Okay, that's impressive.
But I got online, I checked it out. Come to find out, 100 Ecuadorian sucres in American money, 100 Ecuadorian sucres is only worth about 1/4 of an American dollar. That's it.
Oh, wow.
I can tell you were tracking with me.
I'm impressed.
So I had 4 ones. I changed it into 400 Ecuadorian sucres,
and
that is the exchange rate.
Okay.
It takes 400 Ecuadorian sucres to equal in American money just $1 US. Now, see, I lose $3 every time I do this now, but I don't go to federal prison. And on the upside, you cannot hire a good lawyer for $3.
No,
so
you can't.
It still has an upside to it. Right there, exchange rate created by Kipp Sherry, $45. It comes complete. Totally.
And they can learn how to do this.
And I've got the video that teaches you how to do it,
Excellent.
all the insights, the innuendos, all that kind of stuff. So I like to do that kind of stuff in my spare time too. I've got 4 that are on my website that people can buy from me right now.
Okay.
Yeah, and some of them I made,
cool.
they were made so long ago, the technology no longer exists, and so I don't sell them, but original creations of mine. So yeah, magic pretty much fills up all my full time in one form or another, whether it be community service for the community of magicians, or whether it be, creating magic or servicing other magicians, or going to magic conventions or whatever.
Yeah. Well, Kipp is always at a chamber event. He shows up at all of our activities, our after hours and stuff, and entertains people and connects with people. But Kipp, what's the best way for our viewers to learn a little bit more about how they can book you for an event or get in touch with you for your services?
Well, there's lots of ways. I mean, if you can't remember this stuff, the easiest thing to do is just go in and do a Google search for Boise Magician. I'll pop up. I'm right up there on page number 1, and Boise Maps, Google Business. I'm there. You can read all my reviews, and it'll lead you to various sites. But if you can remember the name, go to corpmagician.com, because I do corporate magic.
Okay.
Corpmagician.com, or give me a call on the phone.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, Kipp, I can do a little magic myself. You want to see?
Wait a minute. I've known you for quite a while. You're telling me
Yes.
You've never shown me a magic trick
I've
before.
never
So
shown you a magic trick.
I'd love to see this, Sean.
So, you ready?
Yeah. Okay, I got to say that's impressive. Way to go, Sean. Okay, well, since Sean's gone, I'm going to leave this up to me here, I think. I need to close this out with a few announcements of what's happening with the chamber this coming up weeks after hours. This is the one where a lot of people will show up, and we do a little business, some networking after hours. And this month, it's on July 18th. It's going to be hosted by our friends at Momentum Loans. You ever heard of them? Come check it out. So you get to learn about the business and all the other chamber members. This event will be at the Voodoo Brewing in downtown Meridian. Never been there either? Well, check it out. You can Google it. Yeah, Voodoo Brewing. Show up there. Also coming up, we have Queens of the Greens. Yes, that's going to be on August 9th. And just so you know, registration is now open for this event. If you'd like to be one of the Queens of the Greens, get on and register at the Chamber of Commerce. And if you know of somebody like a great magician, not to tip the thing anyway, if you happen to know of any great businesses out there that need the Business Excellence Awards, nominations are now open for that. You know somebody you want to nominate? Get on there and do that. Nominate your favorite business in any of our categories for this year's awards, which will be handed out on August 29th. So that's what's coming up with the Meridian Chamber this month. Tell you what, why don't you have a great weekend, Meridian?